everyone, welcome back to another Wheels Wheel stream. We're doing round 4 of our qualifying for our final round of Season 7. Here with me tonight is Dale in the commentary box.
Hey Super Dragon, it's going to be an exciting night. We've already had one session earlier on tonight. This is going to be a really quality lobby, I think, so some exciting people to look out for tonight in terms of we've got Footner in here, Jonesy, and a couple of other guys, I think, Figo, and also Madridsky's got some really good pace around here too. Flossie, can never discount him as well.
So pretty much keep an eye on the whole lobby.
Well, yeah, I think it's a really top quality lobby here. I haven't seen too much of Kingston and Slidey Bar, so I'm not too sure what they're capable of, but everyone in this lobby, from what I've seen, is capable of a sub 815, sub 810.
And we also have Dodgy with us tonight on the visuals.
Yes, thank you, fellas. Back here for the second time tonight to help make your ears bleed. Looking forward to seeing a few of these guys in action tonight. I'm especially keeping an eye out on Jonesy. I know he's had a lot of lead in for this race, and out to really sock it to him tonight also is Footner, so I'm expecting big things out of that pair.
Yeah, should be really good to keep an eye on. While he's on his outlap, we'll just quickly jump to him, as we do have Footner in the commentary box for a bit of driver commentary throughout the qualifying session.
G'day, yeah, good to be back in the commentary box, although I'm also trying to drive a car at the moment, so it's going to be interesting.
Should be good. What type of time are you looking to set tonight?
Well, I've done 0 actual quali setting practice, so I'm a little bit sceptical about nailing it, but I'd like to see an 802. Anything better is a bonus, anything worse is the opposite of a bonus, really.
Yeah, it's usually how it works. So I think you're competing against Zoo, who still currently has the top time of an 8:046. So the 2 would definitely put you a fair way clear of the field. I've had whispers of a couple other guys who are dipping into that area as well from our top split lobbies. So should be interesting throughout the rest of the week as well. We'll see. Should be kicking off any minute now, though. Yeah, it's I do really enjoy this the week lead up that we stream all these qualifying sessions for our final round. It feels like it's definitely got more meaning to it for the final round. Would you say so, Dale?
Yeah, I love having this sort of iconic track to end the season. It's probably the biggest challenge of the season and one of the most challenging tracks. So I love this spectacle to end the season on a bang.
Absolutely.
Just to clarify there, Dale, did you say iconic or psychotic? Because I think it's a bit of a psychotic track as well, this one. It's just mad.
The answer is yes.
Good. Just check it.
Yeah, no, it can definitely be an amazing track, and it is world-renowned, known for how difficult it can be. But we do have a few throughout the league that do absolutely love driving this track. And I know that Fine Moves is one of those people, and is a bit spewing to be missing this round.
Yeah. Should we let Jonesy know we're good to go?
Yep, go for it.
Okay, let me just double check the settings one last time.
Doesn't look like anyone's out on a flyer that's going to be able to get it done before Qualy's done, so... But we can see the fastest lap of this kind of pre-quali practice has been set by Footner, which is an 8:082. But he let me know that was with a couple of off tracks, and he crossed the line with a penalty, so definitely a lot of room left in that lap for Footner.
Yeah, Jonesy's lead-in was mad. He actually, about a couple of weeks ago, did a 24-hour race here. So he's had a bit of practice over the last couple of weeks. So hopefully he can string a lap together tonight and bring it down and really challenge for pole.
Yeah, I've seen him in the I think on Monday I saw him in the 805s area, and I've heard he's dropped a little bit of time off of that too, so he could also be giving Zoo a bit of a challenge for our fastest lap of the week so far. Should be getting underway right there. See who decides to get out of the pits first in what order, and who decides to lead us around to start the first flying lap here, as we are underway with Qualy.
Got a couple of people watching on at the moment. I'll say g'day to Zoo and DCE Racing for the night.
DCE cheering on Slidey Bar, and Zoo just bracing us with his presence as per usual.
Putting the pressure on us is the current pole sitter at the moment.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of extra motive for him to be keeping an eye on these times that are set throughout the week, as he's not wanting to lose that number one time.
Flossie will be interesting to watch.
Even the guys that do have the pace speed, it could make a mistake, like we saw Qualy do the other night, I believe last night. Gosh, what day is it? I think it was last night, where Qualy was a fair way up on Squidley's time and ended up binning it and not have enough time to get around for a proper lap, so he had to settle with an 8:10.5. Jake Campbell's called Footnar for an 8:01, so he's putting the expectations up fairly high for Footnar there. Looks like we've got Jonesy and Flossie leading the pack around at the moment, and Midrisky and Footnar are close together as well.
I mean, if anyone's got it in him, it is Footnar. He was at 8:03.6 in season 5, so I think he, puts it all together. He's going to be right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, which was incredibly an 8:03.6. We only managed third in season 5 when we were last here, with Fine Moves dropping an 8:01.9 and Twitchy GT dropping a 3:0. So some pretty crazy times were on the board throughout that season.
Yeah, it was very close there. Top 8 were in the 8:05s or better, including yourself there.
Yeah, that was. I feel like that was a bit of a fluke lap that I had a fair bit to compete for at that point in time. I think I was 5th in Div 2, and I had up to 2nd up for grabs if I had a good result. So I put a fair bit of time and practice into that one to make sure it happened.
So you're saying that's more important than your battle of not coming last in Div 1 with myself and Suit Lad?
Well, it's a pretty important battle right now. But, yeah,
you moved up a spot this past round.
As well. Only was there like 40-something points between myself and Suit Lad, and only about 113 between us. So
yeah,
what can happen when that 8th round is added on to your total score as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think you've had a bit more consistency through the season, so I'm expecting your current 8th to be a bit better than mine. So yeah, I think it's 100% going to all come down to what we can do around this track.
Looks like we've got Spence in the chat too, cheering on for Midrisky's leftovers teammate. We got Smurf saying g'day, and Apex making an appearance as well. So I think Apex still just he's doing a similar thing to Zoo and spying on the lobbies to see what he has to try and beat when he qualifies later in the week.
Just a quick question, gentlemen. Do you either of you know what Tooligan's up to? Is he a part of this Qualy tonight? I thought he was in an earlier lobby for Qualys. Is he here by mistake, or is he transferred? Are we keeping an eye on him for times? I wonder. I don't know.
I think he was in...
He's in the 8 PM Saturday lobby on the sheets, but I'm not sure if he's organised to...
Oh, okay. I think he might have changed.
Earlier or not.
I thought he was just in the lobby earlier.
Yeah, he didn't set a time though, I don't think.
Okay. So we'll be keeping an eye on him for times then, just so I know to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I'm just going to check screenshots from previous, because I have a feeling he may have been last in that lobby with no time set. Yeah, no time set for it.
That's okay.
So I'm not sure if we're just in there for
Fine Moves
practice.
has just asked, hold on, didn't Tooligan race in that last lobby?
Yeah, no time set, so should be alright, I think. Because I have a feeling he might have just been in there by mistake, maybe.
No worries.
So Colin Packer, another damn racing in there. Looking at thinking Jonesy's going to be the one to beat in this lobby.
Yeah, Jonesy's definitely one to keep an eye on. But I think if Flossie can wrangle that RX-7 around as well, it could be a nice time for him. I
Yeah.
haven't seen too much from Mid-Risky in the past couple of days. I know he was struggling a bit to keep it consistent, so...
Yeah. He's got good times in him. He's done an 8:12. So he's going to be up there if he can keep it together, he said. I'm really intrigued by Jonesy though. I think he's right. Like 8:10 in his first season, season 5, wheel to wheel. He's gotten so much better since he's joined as well. So I think he's got a lot more time left in there.
Yeah, and as you said, he's come into it with a 24-hour race under his belt.
That's not a good start.
He's had a spin, but he's managed to keep it off the walls, luckily. Hopefully he doesn't get in Flossie's way when he rejoins in weights. So.
Oh yeah. He's still ghosted at the moment, so he looks like he's going to wait for Flygo as well.
Yeah, when you're on the grass at that speed, you're ghosted, but as soon as you hit the track, you unghost. So it was really smart for him to hold off. But quite easy to do, dropping it in the carousel. So it's a tricky corner.
It's a favourite one of mine.
It'll be interesting to see how Flossie goes tonight. He was having a bit of a struggle at the start of the week, so as I say that and curse him off the course.
Right on the edge. And he is
There he's
pushing
gone.
really hard on the outlap. Oh, and that's going to be his third lap gone.
I'll just shut up for the rest of the half hour.
So he's reset back to the pits. That'll be no chance at a third lap for Flossie. So an outlap and 2 flyers is what he's going to have to settle with.
What have you done, Dodgy?
Anyone after this point,
I'm here to please.
Will have their lap. Will have a lap taken off their quality essentially, as they won't be able to get around to set that flyer again.
Who's next on the Dodgy hit list?
I tell you what, you guys out there in YouTube land, just let me know who you want. Put your dollars up on the on YouTube, and I'll take the highest bidder for whatever name you want. Easy done.
So it looks like Jonesy has a bit of a gap to Footnar. So Footnar's giving himself a little bit of room, maybe. But it would be a real shame if he got caught up. Oh, he's almost run wide coming through that sweeping right-hander there, which you saw Oil do. So he's definitely given himself a little more space to Jonesy after that run through the right-hander there.
Wasn't me. Didn't say a thing.
That was, yeah, don't want to talk about it. See you later.
Alrighty, so we've got Jonesy coming down to the end of the Dodger Hoa into the Tear Garden now. Some sparks flying off the car as he bottoms out through the downhill section. And here he comes through the right-left to start off his lap. Got a really good run through there. He had to lift off the throttle slightly, but he just kept it off the wall. And here we go.
It's on.
Coming into turn 1, brakes at about 110 metres. Pulls it up nicely, clips the inside apex at turn 1, swings it across to the left, very close to the tyre wall to get it turned in. Shifts up to second to get onto the power, maybe to avoid a bit of wheel spin in that Lexus. Down to third for this sweeping left-hander, you want to try and keep it to the left. Down to second for the right directly after it, and then you've got the run down to the beautiful hairpin. So he's looking really smooth through the GP circuit so far. And he's overshot that a little bit. He's still got a decent run through there though. Coming up to the Schumacher S, he's got a 47.3 through that sector time record. And Footnar with a similar time through there, so very close between our top 2 drivers at the moment. Probably one of the trickiest parts of the GP circuit here, this left-right can be quite deceiving, this right-hander. If you leave it too late to turn in, you can get stuck out there and lose easily half a second. Coming up through the endurance chicane as well, the better chicane. Third gear, holding about 150 before he's back on the power. All the way across to the right-hand side of the track as he comes through this off-camber left-hander to enter the North Slide. And this is where it all starts. GP track you've driven many times before, and now you're onto the North Slide, 24 kilometres or whatever it is of the Green Hell. Quite an interesting section here, as we don't see too many people taking the curve through this right-hander here that Footnar is. He's taken plenty of it, pushing very hard, as you can see here. Using every bit of track available, just clips the inside apex. It's the downhill run beautifully. So Footnar is on a flyer at the moment. He's absolutely cruising along. Just a slight lift, a little delay on the throttle input, but it keeps him on the track. Doesn't run wide nicely.
We've got Fine putting his votes in out there. He's going for 1 Footner, 2 Figo, 3 Jonesy. So let's see how good he is with this one.
Yeah, I'd probably guess the same 3, but I'd swap Jonesy with Figo. I think it'll be Footner, Jonesy, Figo. I think Jonesy's got a fair bit to show here, and I know Figo was struggling a little bit earlier on.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Especially in that GTR.
Yeah, it can throw you out so easily, as we spoke about so much when we were watching Oil Marchie and the other member of T-Rex Racing, whose name I'm forgetting.
I think I meant to block as well.
So easy to do with that turbo power, similar to the Supra.
Oh, Macca, that's it.
Macca Jack, that's the one. Footnar had a very sketchy moment there through CCH corner. Just clipping a bit of dirt before he hits the brakes on the second of the left-handers. Coming up to miss, hit, miss now. Flat up into 5th, late on the brakes. Runs a little wide through the middle of the corner. Dewar carries plenty of speed through there. Dropping down through the gears into 1st to get it turned around this kind of tight section. You see Jonesy up in the distance as well, with a 357 through there. So currently on track for about an 805 with a 357 through that timing board. He takes plenty of grass on the inside of this uphill right-hander though.
Slidey's had to reset as well.
That's unfortunate. He should still be able to get around for 2 laps if he can keep it clean. So hopefully he can do just that. Oh gosh, Flossie looks like he's having a rough time here. Coming down the back straight, looks like Jonesy's using the similar thing that the cat below side was, keeping it in 5th through this section up into Courage Corner to try and get the most out of that car. Coming up through this long right-hander that leads you up to the carousel now. Just ticking over that 5-minute mark. Coming up to probably the more difficult section of track towards the end of the lap that most people probably have less time running on due to crashing earlier on and resetting or similar things like that. So the very fast flowing part of the track and so easy to make a mistake.
At this point in the track, I actually think that Jonesy and Footner are within half a second of each other, as Exoflossie's just also had to reset again.
No.
And I think that's his second lap gone as well.
Yeah, he'll be able to get 1 flying, and that's about it, I think.
Yeah. Unless he's going to get back-to-back 759s, I don't see him getting a second lap in. And if he gets a 759, you wouldn't expect him to want a second lap, really.
Yeah, I think the energy's going to be spent by then.
Alright, so we'll jump on board with Jonesy here as he comes over the hill on this downhill section. Beautiful flowing left-right. Over the jump through this double right-hander. Flips the apex nicely on the throttle very early. Can he stay flat through this left-hander? Can use every bit of track available, even a bit of grass on the inside through there. Coming through the cambered part of the track, gets a bit of understeer. The car got very unsettled through there, but he still manages to keep it. Very late on the brakes for this sweeping right-hander, does very nicely. Down to third on the power, very smooth. Looking for his braking marker to hit the mini carousel, drops in there, holds through it very well. Just this right-hander, and then he's got a bit of time to relax before he comes in to finish his lap. There we go. We'll see what his sector timing is as he comes under the Audi Sport Bridge here. A 7:18, so he could be on for, I believe, a 6. Footner came through at about a 7:19, so might be on for about a 7. I don't know if he's made a mistake there or I've got my timing quite wrong, but we'll see.
No, I think there's just a few sectors there where it was just a few tenths down on Jonesy's time. I think it's just added up.
Great time through here though. There you go. Late on the brakes into this final right-left section. Plenty of curb on the inside. Oh, you had to have a couple of goes at the throttle there. Here we go. Going to be an 8.0.
4.692.
4.69. I believe that is just behind Zuzu. Footnar's got a 5.4, so he's done quite well there as well. Probably not too happy with it.
He's got more in it. He lost 9 tenths to Jonesy in sector 9, so there might have just been a bit of a slide through there.
So he's definitely just made a mistake through turn 2 as well.
He's got a half second penalty.
Yeah.
Figo with a 10.3, Madridsky 10.1.
Wow.
That's a 2-second improvement of his PB. Great job, Madridsky.
That's an awesome job by Madridsky. We see Jonesy burning his penalty off here as well, so looks like we've got Tooligan coming in to finish their lap, currently in 5th. But there goes an 8.15 ticking by. He's gone deep into the final corner, so it's going to be maybe a 26, 27. Here we go. Oh, 28. 28.4 from Tooligan. Kingston in the RX Vision now coming through this final section. Very late on the brakes. Not taking that inside curb, so losing a bit of time. Quite slow on the acceleration through the left-hander as well. So playing it very cautious, but just trying to get that time in, I'm assuming. So he's got a banker on the board. 8.28.9.
Oh, is that Blossy spinning again?
Bloss yeah, he's got rear damage. He's back
to the pits.
This is going to be his last outlap, I think.
Yep, so Jonesy with the 804.692 puts him in second by, I think, 39 thousandths of a second. Because Zoo got a 804.653.
Yeah.
So, under half a tenth currently between Jonesy and Zuzu. But Jonesy in our provisional second place and Footner provisionally in third at the moment, but he's picked himself up a 3-second penalty. So I don't think we'll be seeing any improvement from Jonesy or Footner on this lap here. Looks like Midbrisky's catching up to Figo as well. So Figo may be having troubles in the early part of the lap, or Midbrit really having a nice GP section.
Yeah, Madridsky went purple in sector 4.
Wow. Yeah, coming up through this double right-hander, he's 7 tenths up on his time as Midbrisky, so he is absolutely flying along.
He's gained a second on Figo in the last 2 sectors.
So maybe that Nissan really putting some pressure on Figo. It's got the grunt down the straights compared to the Lexus, but through the corners, Figo just looks like he's having a really rough time. Risky, just wrangling that thing around the left-hander, trying to keep it under control.
From what I understand, those Nissans do not like the bumps through the corners. It's just too unsettling for it.
Mid-Risky now a full second up on his 8:10.1. So currently on for sub 10 time, which we have only seen 5 of currently in the results, and we've had 3 of almost in this lobby. And now maybe he might lose some time here. He's getting very close to the rear end of FIGO, so he could get held up and lose time in his later half of the lap, depending on what FIGO decides to do. And if he's on his time,
he holds it. He holds it. Nice job, Madriski.
Dirty.
Through CCH corner. My goodness. So that's a scary corner to go off onto. It's a very high speed corner.
That's such a good hold.
That was very good. See if FIGO is up on his time as he comes through the timing boards after this small, tight, slow section here. Down into first in that GTR, very gentle on the throttle to not spin up them rear tyres, and then ends up flattening it in third. He's almost 8/10 up on his previous time as well.
Yeah, Madriski's still up 1 second, so he didn't lose too much time with that
He lost
bit of a
about a
slide.
tenth. That's incredible. So, with that said, I don't think FIGO will be looking to let Mid-Risky by anywhere through this lap, as he is a fair way up on his lap as well.
Flossie's back in the pits.
This is his last chance.
Yeah.
Ladibar goes through to start his flyer. Come on, Flossie, mate. You can do it. Get it done. Looks like Footnar's decided to hit pause and just auto drive for a little bit there on the straight too. While he's
had to turn my calling on.
There you go. So, how are you feeling about your first lap? Spots where you know you can improve, or
90% of the sectors.
8054 is still a decent enough time to get you up on the leaderboards a fair way, but I know you're going to be pushing for that #1 spot.
Yeah, well, I just got into a bit of a groove, but that penalty just pushed too hard through the chicane. Kind of had a bit of a groove going and was finding time in every sector, so I thought I'd just compose myself, turn the calling on, get rid of my penalty, and have another crack.
Well, we'll leave you to it, and best of luck for your final flyer when it comes.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Looks like Mid-Risky is still making up tenths on FIGO, but he runs really light through the right hander. 1.5 up on his 10.1 is Mid-Risky, so currently on track to set a really decent time. He's having a rough time through this section though. Ooh, he's running wide through the left-hander as well. Possibly getting a little bit of slipstream off of FIGO, and that's affecting his run into a couple of corners with maybe a little bit faster. See there, he's pushing so hard for that car. He's lost half a second through there, still up by an entire second on his previous lap though. But it looks like this is definitely the part of the track where he is struggling the most. FIGO going really nicely up through this uphill section. Trying to control the GTR through this downhill left is so difficult because the front end just wants to wash out and not rip in. FIGO is up by 1.5 as well. So FIGO and Mid-Risky both a fair way up on their times, and we could see something really spectacular from these guys here. Well, FIGO with a late turn in, Mid-Risky fallen out of the second carousel a little early too. Oh, but he nailed the right-hander coming through. Tooligan's back in the pits. That's going to be his qualifying done. Is Mid-Risky close enough to get a slipstream off of FIGO here?
He probably could be, but he's on the wrong side of the track.
He is, and FIGO looks to just be running away with the extra grunt of that Nissan. The speed's evening out as they come up the hill though. I think that's a missed opportunity from Mid-Risky there, as Tooligan's out of the room as well, unfortunately. So I believe that means his time won't count here either.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that.
He got a 28 something, I believe. Trying to remember, but here we go. Figo coming across to set his lap time. 807, 808, 8091. Mid-risky
And
goes at 82. That's a great time for mid-risky. That's
an amazing time.
Putting the gauntlet down for Figo. It's going to make it really tough for him to steal that top 3 spots in the lobby. That's an awesome time for mid-risky.
And his optimal's a 6.8 as well. Sorry, 6.6 now his optimal, so he's still got a bit more time left in that.
And Footnar is purple by a quarter of a second after coming out of the hairpin into the Schumacher S's. When Jonesy came through, he was about 3/10 down on his previous, so Footnar's had a really nice GP section, and Jonesy not so much. Mid-risky's up by a quarter of a second as well, coming through that hairpin.
You just got just
Figo's out on the dirt.
Kingston it coming across the line now.
It's going to be a big improvement on his 28.9. It's going to be a
16.6. Nice to time Kingston.
Yeah, we're gathering a few people around that 15-16 mark in our overall time, because he runs very deep into turn 1. Wasn't there another car behind Kingston? I believe it was Tolman actually who has quit out, so...
I think Footner's 6/10 purple as he came across the start of the Nordschleifer as well.
So I'm dropping down in just a second to get the car slowed and to get plenty of turn in with that Supra as well.
Well,
putting a curve on the right, running way out of the track.
Geez,
So
those
Figo's
tyres
picked
are
up a penalty,
squealing.
and Madriski's gotten past, so...
Yeah, Figo, he ran wide through the Schumacher S's and caught some dirt. So I think that might be Figo's quality done, but may as well punch through and see what they can do.
Yeah, extra practice always handy around here.
Exactly, and we know mid-risk he's probably got about a second that he can easily grab if he can nail that kind of last section of the Nordschleife as well.
Yeah.
Just having a quick look at Jones, he's going to come through this next sector. He is 2/10 down on his previous, so he's gained time since the hairpin, but not enough to be besting his last time as Footnar comes through 1.5 purple. So he's on for about a 3-1 at this rate, which is incredible pace from Footnar. And keep an eye on mid-risky as he comes through the right-handed his sector times. He is up on his best, but only by half the 10th, but still plenty to work off there for him. So the all eyes definitely on Footnar at the moment.
Madriski's lost it.
So far purple, but see.
You got damage, or did you just...
No, he avoided
No, don't get in the way.
Yeah,
he's out
he
there.
was... Yeah,
So
he went off
done.
up the hill there.
But, that 8-2 is good enough to jump Squiddly and myself in the overall standings, and
Mighty time.
that's
That's
going to put him
Madriski.
about 6th. So that's a cracker of a time.
Hold it, Footnar.
Yeah, we won't talk about Footnar too much as he can hear us. We'll jump on board with Jonesy and see how he goes through this right-hander and through the next sector timing. See if he's been able to improve at all on that previous time. Very late on the brakes, decides to keep it in 3rd. Just a little sluggish up the hill, but gets through there nicely. There's the timing board, there it is. So he's pretty much even with what he was coming through that right-hander. Yeah, Footnar's going as he comes through this next sector time. He's 1.6 purple. Mid-risky saying, thank God that's over. That seems to be a similar sentiment from most of the guys who are out here qualifying at the moment. Flossie having nightmares of Corona Cup shenanigans. He's... Oh, who's that? Kingston's around. Kingston is doing donuts. I think he
Yeah,
is
he's got
completely
really
given up.
damage.
Yeah, we got Slarty Bar in 6th at the moment, coming through to finish his lap. He's picked up damage, but he's still persevered through to set a time here. And it looks like he's going to get the chance at another lap. He's going to have to run with that damage, but he still could 43-1, and he's rolled out of it, deciding against going for another one. As he hits pause, and back to the pits he goes. Flossie has just started his flying lap as well, so he's made it around in the out lap. He has no damage either. Slarty Bar's left the room.
Uh-oh.
So not quite happy with that 8:43, but keep a record of that. Footnar now 1.9 seconds purple. So he's on for about was that a 2.7, 2.8? Somewhere around that region, if he can string the rest of the lap together. Jonesy using every bit of track available up into YouTube corner as well. And he is purple. He's purple enough to beat Zuzu's time at this rate as well. By 0.045 of a second, only needing 0.039, I believe, to beat Zuzu. He had to have 2 stabs at the throttle through that right-hander. Could cost him a little bit. He gets a nice run through the downhill left into this beautifully cambered section of track. He's now half a tenth down on that time. So he's still got plenty of time to grab if he can nail this last couple sections. The mini carousel can get you a lot of time if you nail it as well. Oh, he stayed out on the grass on that curbing a little bit. Hopefully he hasn't got dirty tyres. Very late on the power through the mini carousel as well. Him coming through this sweeping right-hander onto the Dodge Ahoa. Takes a stab at the throttle, runs it all the way out to the left side of the track, getting as much speed out of that corner as he possibly can, coming through the Audi Sport Bridge. He's 2 tenths down. We'll jump on board with Footnar and see how he goes through this sector gate under the Audi Sport Bridge. Junked it, you reckon?
Yep.
He's still half a second up on his previous, but unfortunately that's a fair way off.
Grabbed too much curb around that right hander and it threw me into the fence on the outside, just not heavy enough to get damaged, but rode the grass all the way around.
Bugger. That's
Unlucky,
unfortunate. Mate. Hopefully you can still crack into the 4s with a good final couple of corners here. As we'll jump on board with Jonesy as he comes through to finish his final flying lap. Is he able to grab 2 tenths through that sector? It didn't look like it. He's downshifted to 3rd on the straight, so he's definitely not going to improve now.
Oh,
Unless he does.
4655.
4655.
0.037 purple, so he's just missed out on Zeus, hasn't he?
Zoo got a 6.53.
5.3. 0.02 difference.
Footnar coming through with an identical time?
Yeah.
Am I seeing that right?
Yeah, 100% identical.
Okay. We got Figo
Consistency,
coming through.
love it.
He's already passed 8 minutes, so we won't be seeing an improvement out of him. Looking like maybe a 15 if he can keep it together.
Oh, he's already got a bit of front damage as well. He's just gunning it to get it over with.
We'll jump on board with Flossie, who has just recovered from the wall and has damage on the front left and rear right corners of his car, but has to push through at this point to try and set some kind of time. Otherwise, he'll be starting dead last in his lobby. So we will ride on board with Flossie till the end of this lap to see what he can pull out of it. And ideally, he's a fair way down. You want to be around the 4-minute mark as you come through this next sector gate, and he is about 15 seconds off, 16. So he's a fair way off through the sector, unfortunately.
Maybe it's some sort of mind-numbing hypnotism from the noise of that car. I think I'd hate to be Flossie and Just Kingston and the like and doing the whole 11 laps around here and that thing.
I honestly don't see that. I love the sound of the car. Just similar to the 787B, I absolutely love driving that as well. So, yeah, I absolutely love the sound of the rotary.
I think old Zuzu's been wiping a bit of sweat off his brow in this session. Getting through by the skin on his
Absolutely,
teeth.
he's had a couple of guys get very close to his time. So Jonesy missing out by 0.02 of a second. Oh, Flossie's out on the grass through Courage Corner. Flossie showing at this point of the lap he's got plenty of courage and plenty of damage, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference.
Besides the slow top speed, I'm wondering if that left to right's really evening the car out a little bit.
I bet he's...
There's he go. No damage,
all the way
keep
around.
going.
Keep going. Keep going. Come on, Flossie. Really unfortunate for Flossie here, but we're just going to be on board with him to the end of the lap for any more action that might come from it as he's spat the dummy.
That's it. It's
and he's
done.
back into the pits.
And out of the room.
Out of the room.
Unlucky, Flossie. Unlucky.
So,
Bad luck.
That's very unfortunate. We do have 3.5 sessions officially over, unfortunately, now, where Flossie could have filled it in a bit of time, but I'm sure he wasn't too happy about being featured for the last half of that lap after already picking up some damage. So, from the session, it looks like we've got Jonesy with a 4.655, which is going to put him second overall, but no, close behind with an 8.05.4, which is going to put him third overall. Mid-Risky is going to go fifth overall with his 808.2. Figo with a 9.1. Gosh.
Puts him just in front of Oil and just behind Squiddy. So what's that? 7th, 8th, 9th maybe?
Yeah, I believe 8th overall currently for Figo. Kingston, I can't see what his time was. It was a 16 something. So he's around Pagani and Mad Mitch in that area as well. So we've definitely got a fair few people kind of clumping up in the below the 8-10 mark, and then we've got a fair few in the 15s to 16s already, with plenty of lobbies left to run throughout the week. So should be quite interesting to see how everyone goes. Of course, we do have only one lobby tomorrow night, but it's a fairly big lobby. We have our man on the visuals currently, Mr. Dodgy, doing his qualifying in there.
That's scary.
We also have Dale in that session qualifying, and then a couple of big hitters from Div 1. We have Adam 10, Pure Axel, and Shans all making an appearance. Clocade as well could be a bit of a dark horse in that FT1 for that 9 PM slot tomorrow, and then 2 slots on Saturday night, at 8 PM and 10 PM. That 8 PM time slot is absolutely packed. There is no more room in it. It is as full as it can get.
Yeah, tomorrow night's going to be awesome. It's going to be a mad stream to watch tomorrow night. Those 3 Div 1 guys are going to put on a cracker of a show.
Yeah, and expecting to see a sub-10 time from Mr. Dale as well. Dodgy too.
Oh. I think you need to temper those expectations. That sub-10 might be like, sub-10 minute, sub-9 minute 10 maybe.
10,
yeah, sub-9, 10 I think is more likely, but look, PB's of a 8.14 at the moment, so if I can do something around there, I'll be happy with something around there.
And a 14 will jump you in front of most of the field. There's only 6 people currently on the leaderboards that have done better than that, plus the 4 from this lobby.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it'll be a 7-second improvement over season 5 for me if I can duplicate that lap. So I'll be thrilled with that.
Absolutely, and that's got to be one thing you're looking for when we repeat tracks around here throughout the seasons, as it inevitably will happen, being limited to however many tracks GT Sport has. I know it says 72, but that's including all the different layouts, so fairly restricted in our options. And if you can look back on your quali times or remember your overall race times or something from previous seasons and improve on them, then that's definitely progress in the right direction.
Yeah.
As the end of the quali is right there, it's confirmed. Jonesy with an 804.652 thousandths of a second off of the number 1 time, we'll see if these boys want to have a bit of a chaotic first couple corners before we jump off the stream. Only 5 of them have stayed after Tooligan having a rough lap, I believe, set at 28 or something around that mark. So he did set a time. He won't be able to take part in any further qualifying sessions. I believe Slide was in a similar boat with that 43. I don't think he'll be able to qualify later on, as he did set a lap time before leaving the lobby. Jonesy's jumped the start. Footnar's gone backwards or stayed still. Midriski's away.
Race mode.
They're done.
There we go. Getting the Summernats going early. No, and Jonesy doing some celebration burnouts there. Kingston with the handbrake turn down into turn 1, so Figo's off in the dirt doing burnouts through turn 2, so that'll be and as is Midrisky. So
Awesome.
I think that'll be all from us tonight. Big thank you to Dale for joining me here on commentary, and Dodgy to take the time out of his night to do the visuals in both sessions.
Nah, it's all good. I might take a quick opportunity if I can, fellas, just again to mention Next Level Racing, Pagnian Imports, Racers World, and Future Youth Sportswear. Again, without those guys, we wouldn't be bringing you all these streams. So thank you very much to our sponsors. And yeah, hopefully we have a good night tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
should be good. And a thank you to Footnar for joining us in here as a driver/commentator while on the flying laps. Unlucky that he couldn't put it all together, but quite impressively setting 2 identical flying lap times.
Yeah, I just went from 2 seconds up to 0, which was pretty depressing. But I think I saw my optimum drop down to a 1.9, which would have been nice to get, but
Yeah, anyway, thank you everyone for jumping in. Dodgy, do you want to sign us out?
Absolutely, yes. Thanks all for joining in. Smash like if you're on YouTube, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good one, guys.